Hello everyone, my name is Onisa and I am playing Minecraft. Today we'll be finishing up my base tour. We will be starting by checking out my in-storage farm and my chorus fruit farm just behind me here. And you just kind of poke your head over and it's just the end. It was really fun to build this. I think the worst part about it was just digging the whole area out. That was really the worst part about it. I have like torches on top of my chorus fruit because if I don't, they look weird. There's like this weird thing that happens where they just turn super dark and it's a lot better to see when I have torches everywhere. It kind of looks like a festival and everybody's holding up their lighters. I mean, it's an end room. That's really what it is. It's supposed to kind of look like the void. I think it's worked. I mean, when they introduced black concrete, that really just made everything go together. Let's take a look. We can kind of head down and get a closer look here. This is my end place. I have this little area. I kind of copied the vanilla end city layout. I kind of made it a little bit easier so that way there's a lot less jumping. But I have like all of my end storage up here. And I have, just shulker boxes, shulker shells. I don't think I have that many shulker boxes in here. But I do have a few shulker shells. There's some chorus fruit that I have. And then, of course, you can't have in storage without in stone storage or purpur blocks. And then I believe I also have some enderman eyes. We will drop these ender pearls off. There's really not much else as far as this goes. I believe the ship is empty. I have like the head on the tip of it, but there's really nothing else that's in here. It's just kind of hollowed out. Oh, well, I do have some elytra storage. I have a lot of elytra. We're not going to talk about that. Just days and days and days in the end. It was something. But I'm pretty sure this one here is... Oh. Yep, that happened. So this one here is hollow. I have a cute little beam that goes up through it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really it. Not too much to see. I don't really farm these as much anymore, so that's why I have the torches on top of them, because I don't really break them down. They're just kind of here for decoration anymore. Let's see, and then we will head up. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I haven't shown you. I do have a pumpkin farm and a melon farm, and those are attached to my farms over here, and we will go ahead and look at them. I didn't use my elytra there. That is, once you get to diamond rank, you get access to /fly, which is also, some people say it's super cheaty, but it's super nice to have for building or for running around. But anyways, I have my pumpkin farm over here. There's so many lights in here because these hanging lights, they weren't enough. They weren't enough to let the pumpkins grow. So I had to come in here, get glowstone to put in, so that way my pumpkins would grow, because these apparently weren't bright enough. Like, I had to drop them down another block, and I already dropped them down a block, and it was too much. And I was like, no. So that is pumpkin storage. Oh no, I didn't show you everything. Over here will be my melon storage, and this kind of opens up. My cactus farm is down below, and it is massive. Like, why? Why is it so massive? It's huge. Same with my sugarcane farm. It's huge also. Like, it's just way bigger than what it needs to be. I think at one point the sugarcane farm there's a reason for it, honestly. Because back in the day, your villagers, you couldn't really trade them much of anything, and the things that you could trade them were kind of meh. So trading them paper was really the way to go, I think. At least in my opinion, it was the way that I went. So that's why I had such a huge sugarcane farm. This here is my melon farm, obviously. And let me go ahead and show you over here. So coming down here, will show you to my obscenely large sugarcane farm. It's huge. It's just it's just it's way too big. But I like it. I mean, go big or go home, right? My cactus farm is right through there. It's not too bad, but it's when you keep walking. It's when you keep walking and you're like, "Oh." And then you're like, "Oh." And then you just keep walking and the size of it really comes to light, and it's just huge. It's why is it this big? Why did I make it this big? I don't know. I don't know. Will I ever need this much cactus? No. Is cactus just sitting there despawning? Probably. There's a few different ways of getting down to the cactus storage. You can either hop down these holes, which is what I normally do, or you can use my on the foot method, which is coming through here and just walking down the staircase. And this will take you straight through it. And I have no plans for this area. It's just, supposed to look like a cave-in. And then I have sand on the roof, which has these really nice particles. And this is actually one of the great things about Magic Carpet that we have, is you can actually set sand blocks and gravel blocks on it. And as you move, if you do it right, the sand will be floating in the air. And you'll get these really nice, particle effects of, the sand, just kind of dripping off of the sand. And it's really nice. It really gives it a little bit of atmosphere. So here is where the water would have taken you if you had taken the waterfall down. And this is my cactus storage. Why do I need so much cactus storage? I don't. But I have it here. There's so much cactus. Like, it's all filled. And I think my chest is just right up here. This is where the storage ends. If anybody ever needs green dye or cactuses, I got you. And you can kind of see the underneath portion there. I have no idea. I had some really big plans for this area, and a lot of them just kind of fell through. I decided not to do them. The area was actually a little bit deeper underneath of here. I ended up taking it out when I started making my beacon areas, because I think the beacon area is about 20 blocks from bedrock, and that just kind of houses the beacons. And I can show you that next if you like. We'll just swim up. Here we go. And this will take you to, like, a different area. See, it'll bring you here. And then this will link up to, after I get it made, this will actually link up to sheep farm and the color storage that I'm getting ready to build, because this is right underneath of the tree farm. And if you run up here, this will take you to the storage that I have for my sugarcane, and none of these are filled. Like, I have all of these farms, and I have not filled any of the storage for it. So, we'll head up through here. And I forgot what I was doing. What was I doing? Sometimes I have like these these moments where I'll just get super distracted and I will forget what I was planning on doing. And that's kind of where I am right now. I have forgotten what I was going to do. Oh man. Oh right. Beacons. We were going to check out the beacons. Uh, it's really boring down there. Is this another name? No. Hey, you guys saw nothing, right? So I guess pit stop. This is where I'm currently keeping my dogs and my cats because they make less noise here. They're just kind of chilling. Eventually, I think this is actually going to be where I will keep my foxes. It'll be like the little fox sanctuary, and I'll probably have either glass or some kind of fencing that'll keep them in, and I'll let them roam around. And I think there'll probably be like tunnels that kind of breach the different areas in case they want to run through. I don't know. Plans for this: I'm gonna make something. Don't know what I'm gonna make. Here's all my cats. I got some yellow-eyed black cats. Most of these are just kind of like the old style cats before the Oceana and the Villager update. And like you have these, I have these hallways over here, and these used to lead to where my old slime farm was. Since then, it hasn't worked. It was like, for some reason, it just didn't work, and I had to remake it. So I ended up filling up the hole there that had the ladder that went down to the old farm because I ended up making it bigger and better. And then there was something that happened. I don't know a lot of the details, but apparently something screwy went on that was happening between like mob spawns and the residence plugin, and it was just causing like a massive amount of chickens to spawn. And I think it has to do with the jockeys. There's some kind of weird programming where zombies, like those little baby zombies, where they like spawn on chickens. They kind of like, they try to spawn, but then when they spawn, they only spawn chickens. So then you just get like a mass horde of chickens. So one of the owners ended up having to turn off the mobs in Old World because it was messing everything up. So my spawner area doesn't quite work anymore, which is really sad because it works so good. I had a slime spawner at the bottom of these stairs here, and it went through, I want to say, probably a good solid third of my res. And here we have my little fish tank. Like I say, the fish, they're really weird. Like, sometimes they'll just sit in one spot, and sometimes they'll, like, all be in the same corner. It's weird. I don't know why. This here was my slime farm. And it was huge. And everywhere, like, inside of the green glass and terracotta area was where slimes would spawn, and it was great. Like, I'd get so much slime, and I actually got a few slime spawners from it because I killed so many slimes. I don't have any of those anymore. And this was actually the plan that I had for my sheep farm. I'm like, hey, around the beacons, I'm going to have this cool little area where I'm going to have, you know, it glassed off, and there's going to be like just 4 sections of sheep, and there's going to be like 10 to 20 sheep in each little section, and there's going to be 4 sections around the beacon. So, you know, I was going to have it set so that way if anybody wanted to ever come and shear the sheep, get free wool, they could do that. I ended up deciding against it, actually. And it's not because, you know, how dare they get free wool. It's nothing like that. It's actually because the sheep would just eat the grass, and there would be no grass left over. Like, I would come down and, you know, just check on them or get, you know, wool sheared, and when I came down, there was like no grass, and I had not like done anything. I hadn't interacted with them. They were just down here doing their sheepy things by themselves, and they ate all the grass, and it would stop them from getting wool because there would be just dirt, and they wouldn't like reproduce the wool, and the grass wouldn't come back. So I ended up having to get rid of the sheep because it honestly, it just wasn't working. I mean, it is what it is, and I started on it and had like some nice little sections. You know, you have your dark blue and your light blue and your cyan. Oh, losing my voice here. And, you know, all of these beacons here. And it was a nice little plan. It kind of fell through. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this area. I'm not sure at all. So right now it's just kind of an open area. At some point, once I get my color storage set, I plan on using Silk Touch on everything here and breaking down the glass, you know, just taking everything down. Yeah, there's really, honestly, I think this is it. I don't think there's anything else. Hopefully, when the 1.17, when that expansion comes out, hopefully everything will be back to normal and monster spawns will be back to normal. I know if you play on the server, you play on the Oceania part, everything's normal over there, the newer world, and I'm playing on old world because, you know, all my stuff is here. All my builds are here. Ooh, and you saw like a nice little cutout. You could almost see where the world hadn't loaded in, and you could see like everything in there. That was pretty interesting. But yeah, you play Oceania, and that's a new world, and all of the normal spawns are there. Come 1.17, from what I understand from, you know, just what I've seen of, you know, other YouTubers and what I've heard from, you know, the server owners, is more than likely we're probably going to have to make a new world, and there's a good possibility that these worlds will be available for download, you know, so that way people will have, you know, their stuff, and we'll have a new world where we'll start fresh. Me personally, I like to hope for the best but plan for the worst. So all of my res here that I have a Schematic mod, which will allow me to kind of copy a schematic of my residence and paste it into like a single player world. And that's pretty much what I've done. I have like a single player world where I have my stuff, and I haven't updated yet. I have a lot of stuff that I've built and I haven't, you know, really added anything onto it. That'll be probably something that I'll update probably come summer when that 1.17 comes out. Then I'll start to worry about it hardcore. And then I'll go back home. And this is just where I come back to when I do /home. I'm pretty sure that's everything, honestly. But I can kind of show you what everything looks like here on my single player world. And you can kind of get a little bit of an idea as to kind of like the scale of things, if that makes any sense. This is part of that build that I was talking about here. There we go. That's a schematic mod there. And it really just goes into the build. So you can see underneath here, this is pretty much the whole bottom layer is the beacon area. And when I was doing the single player, I actually went ahead and just filled in all of the colors. In the Dirkocraft server, I don't have any of the colors actually filled in here. Ooh, everything has to render in. It's a little slow. But I don't have any of the color, I think about half of the colors I don't have. And I went ahead and I did it here. I did it here in my single player world because I could. It's kind of nice to see what it would look like if it were finished. And I did do that. I don't have any sheep here because, like I said, the sheep, they just eat the grass, and it's really unsightly at some point. And my kitten is awake. Hello, little thing. You just know that is my drink. You have your own water, literally the same water. This cat just wants to drink it out of my glass. There was a point where I just took my glass, poured it in her water bowl, and she still wanted it from my cup. No, stop it. Hey, come here. Come here. Hey. No, you just want to be a punk? You don't want to be held? Oh, okay. So, I'll see how long she wants. Nope, nope, that's done. Okay. She did not want me to hold her. Okay. Cat aggro, am I right? So, anyway, like I was saying, is I have I think it's Fabric is the one that I'm using. And I have the Lightmatica. And then I also used single player world edit just to kind of switch out the blocks, so that way, you know, I could see what it looked like. But like I said, this is not on my multiplayer server there. None of these colors are here. So it was nice to just see what they looked like, and I went ahead and, whew, that is bright. I went ahead and I took out a lot of the dirt also, and you can really just see how much of the underground is taken up. Like, this is the center cylinder there that's right up where my tree farm is, and there's not a whole bunch of room between it and where, you know, my beacons are. And then you have over here, you have my Cactus Farm and the storage for it. And it's just, it's right there. It's nuzzled right up against the beacons once again. It's nice to know how much space that I have as a builder. I'm sure some people would consider this kind of cheaty, you know, having it in a single player world. But like I said, I really just keep it on the off chance that 1.17 comes around. No, Navi, that's my water. I know a lot of server owners aren't that nice. And seriously, Navi, you have your own water. You have your water. I have like a water fountain for you. And then there's also like a thing of water that's not in the water fountain that you can drink. She hopped back on my desk and she is trying to drink my water. Sorry about that. But it's just it's nice to kind of visualize and see, you know, the space that I have to work with. Yeah. This is really it. I mean, it's nice. It tells you how much space you have, how much space you don't have. Like, you kind of get a real scale of everything. Like, I used to think that my nether place was really huge, but it turns out it's not that big. It's kind of on the smaller side. Navi. Navi, are you awake? Do you want attention? She wants attention. Hey, am I talking too much? Yeah? Is that what's going on? Are you going to lay here and be cute? No, you're gonna struggle. Okay. Oh, sometimes she's super adorable and she'll just sit here and just lay down and relax. And then sometimes she'll try to, you know, play video games with me, jump on my keyboard, attack the monitor. You know, kitten things, just super cute. Oh, no. And then I'll put her down, send her on her way, and she'll be right back up in the next couple minutes. But yeah, so I really think I have hit everything. There's really not anything else. I mean, everything else now is what I am planning to do. Right now, like I said, I'm working on my storage. That's really it. Just working on my storage now. Go on, Navi. Go eat or something, sweetie. No, you just want to play and bite my hand.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
save you. I'm so sorry.
There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think after I get my storage set up, it'll be either moving the rabbits down or getting the sheep set up. And I know the sheep pens are pretty much just going to be clearing out everything. It's just going to be a lot of digging. I feel like half of the time I'm building, I am just digging. That's all I'm doing. I'm just in the mines, not even in the mines. I'm just digging underneath my stuff, making giant holes everywhere. Half of my time is just digging, and Haste 2 really helps with that. That helps out a lot. So much. And then, you know, you're mindlessly digging, throwing on like Netflix or Hulu, and you can watch like some shows or watching some more YouTube. That's what I do. Just whatever catches my fancy that time of day. And I think that's probably what my plans are. This area over here is what I was working on next, and I think I'm probably going to work on another area just to avoid placing chests. Because you would think, hey, chests aren't that bad. No, they're awful. They're so awful when you have to place them. You know, like this. It's just, it takes so much time. I think the east wing over there, it took me about an hour to set all of those chests down. That does, however, include having to stop and use my tree farm, cut down some trees to make the chest, because I needed an absolute butt ton of chests. Nope. Kitten Aggro again. No. Oh, golly. The worst thing is we have our modem right next to my computer desk, and she loves standing on it and pretending she's the king of the world. And that's the last thing we need, is her knocking down the modem. But yeah, so I think I'm trying to think what my plans are for tomorrow as far as the res goes, because I'm probably going to avoid the storage over there for a while. I'm probably going to... I might actually work on filling this up with water, just to kind of have it, because I know we have a bunch of fish. And I do have that fish spawner that is still working somehow. So I will probably do that, and filling this up, it's just going to take... I'm just trying to think of how long it's going to take, because it's not just filling it up with water. It's also, you know, the really annoying part where I'm one of those perfectionist kind of people, and if I'm going to fill it up with water, I'm going to want them all to be source blocks. But the best thing is with that ocean update... Oh, hello! No, you cannot play with my mic. With the ocean update, they have the kelp that added, and you can use the kelp to turn, you know, just flowing blocks. So I can have like one up here that's just flowing. I can use that like one block and turn it all into like water source blocks because of the kelp, and it's super nice. It's super nice to be able to do that. So, yeah. It's probably what I'm gonna be working on, and then, you know, in case somebody else comes on, like I know my neighbors, they don't come on very often. I have the neighbors in the west who I haven't seen for a couple of years now. But the other neighbors, like I know most of my other neighbors come on, you know, a couple times a week. They're you know, adults and they have lives, so they're not really able to come on too often. But unless they have a project that, you know, they need some help with, I'll probably end up just digging more holes. I mean, that's really it. I just dig holes, make rooms, and then I'm like, well, I made this room. What am I going to use it for? I don't know. I think sometimes I like to build for the sake of building, but I don't need some of the rooms that I build. So they just kind of end up being empty rooms until I'm like, hey, you know what? This would be a great idea for this room. That's kind of what happened with my potions room, as I had no idea what I was going to do with it until I was like, hey, you know what? I need a place to bake my potions. This is perfect. Eventually, I will have to... You didn't see me fall. You saw nothing. That did not happen. Eventually, I am going to have to sort through all of these chests, and it is going to be a nightmare. Like, this one's going to be easy. This is all gravel. This is going to be easy. That one's going to be easy. But like this one, or this one, well, potions are really easy. I need to set up my snow area. But a lot of these, they're just going to be like a pain. Like, I don't have bamboo set up. I'm going to have to set up like a bamboo area, and I also need to set up my cocoa bean storage and farm. I was thinking that my cocoa beans, they can actually go in that one top section above the beetroots, because you don't really use cocoa beans for really anything besides, brown dye and cookies. I think you can use them for cookies and breeding chickens, I guess. I think that's it though. So I don't need a really big farm for it, but the top layer over there will probably be big enough ish, I guess. And it'll just be in here, and then I'll have some storage somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it could work. I have to think of how the floor layout is going to be. Because usually when I set up storage and farms, I really want to think about the floor layout and what's really going to be working. Because I don't want to set something up and have it, look pretty. And it's like, oh, this farm, it looks so nice. But then it's not practical. When I set up farms, I really want to make sure that it's practical and that it works. And that, it's practical. It's not a pain in the butt to sit there and use. I think I think my lava storage is probably something that's kind of a pain in the butt, just because if you don't have like the mine carpet or the slash fly from Diamond Drink, getting those top ones up there would probably be a pain. But this is primary storage. We use the overflow first before we use this. But yeah, so it'll take some planning before I'm ready to set this up. And then I do also have my vine farms that I have to set up. Those I think I'm going to use the bamboo area for that, since the bamboo didn't quite work out the way that I was hoping. It just wasn't growing. I'm probably going to cut this area in half, have some glass floors, and then I'll just have like a nice vine area. I think what I'll probably do is I will have regular vines on the bottom, and then I'll move some of those nether vines, the crimson and the other one. Those maybe up top. I'm not entirely sure, because if I'm able to keep my residents and my build, I may just leave those empty for the new vines that are coming in the 1.17 update. That way they have a space, and then I'll just have to make a space in my nether build when I eventually expand that, and I'll make some farms over there, so that way everything nether can stay together. Hey! Those are plans, but I'm not quite sure exactly. Man, I really need to fix this sometime. But I'm not sure exactly what I want to do or how I want to do it. So a lot of the times when I go to start building, I'll try something and then I'll break it down, and it's just me fiddling with it, where I just work on something for like 3 days, where I'm building it up, I'm tearing it down, and I don't like it. So I rebuild it, and then I'm like, no, I don't like it, and then I tear it down, and it's a mess. That's just how it is all the time. That's how the tree farm was. It took a lot of time. Speaking of time, I think, honestly, that is about my time. It is getting really late, and I've done what I wanted to do here today. So I think that is all I'm going to do, and I am going to leave. Probably go and do some more digging until bedtime, just clearing out some giant holes, and tell me that is the boringest thing. Nobody wants to watch that. So if anybody is watching, which I do believe there are a few of you, I hope you guys have a good night. If you like playing Minecraft and you want to try out a new server, feel free to join the Dirkocraft server. If you have any questions, we do have a Discord. It's sometimes it can be a little bit slow, so if you have any questions, you can ask. We do have a map that you can check out, so that way if you want to find what's available, where some land is that hasn't been claimed, you can do like /map in the chat box, and it'll pull up the Dine map. So that way you can kind of check out what's free, what's not free. My res is like close to the old world spawn. I think it's a little bit south of the spawn. But yeah, just feel free to check it out, or don't. You don't have to. But it is a pretty good server. It's a little slow. I think that's the only down thing about it is a little bit empty right now, but hopefully we'll be getting more people and it won't be so bad. I'm hoping at least maybe 10 people. That'd be cool. 10 people online all the time, that'd be pretty good. Maybe more. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. And if you play on the server, I hope you have fun. And if you have any questions and you see me online, feel free to ask. A lot of the times when I'm online, I am AFK doing something, or I'm sitting here digging and I'm watching Netflix and I'm like vegged out. If you ask a question and I'm online and I don't respond, I might be AFK. You might have to ask a few times. Eventually, when I do come back, I will try to answer you. If you join the Dirkocraft server, you can always, like the Discord server, you can always ask your questions on there. There's a lot of super helpful people. So have a good night, and I'll probably be streaming in the future. So see you later.